Hi, I'm Jordan, and in a world where technology changes by the minute, it's refreshing to know that there are some audio products that are still being built by hand that have a lineage dating back 80 years. This is the Klipsch Heritage line, based around the original speaker that Paul Klipsch designed to start the company in 1946. And this lineup of speakers is still in production to this day, still made by hand in Hope, Arkansas. But is it just nostalgia that makes these speakers so desirable? Surely audio technology has come a long way since 1946, right? Well, it turns out that if you nail some of the basics, you don't always need cutting-edge technology and features to make a speaker that continues to be a sought-after staple for many hi-fi lovers. So in this video, we'll explore a bit of the history, the lineup, the Heresy 4 that we have set up right here, and ultimately what makes them so appealing in today's tech-focused world. The Heritage line started in 1946 with the start of Klipsch and the original Klipsch speaker designed and built by Paul Klipsch around the idea that by using a horn-loaded design where a driver's output is amplified with a horn, much like placing your hands on either side of your mouth while you're speaking or yelling, you can create a speaker that is efficient and has a very high sensitivity, meaning it doesn't take as much power to create more volume. It was also called the Klipsch corner horn because it is designed to sit tightly in the corner of a room and use physics to enhance the loudspeaker's performance. A core principle in high-fidelity music is that you want as little distortion as possible, and the Klipsch horn and the entire Heritage line was developed with the idea that if you make the speakers very efficient and sensitive, you won't need as much power, and you'll be able to use a wider array of amps and power sources and won't have as much potential for distortion. And Sweetwater now carries a few speakers from this lineup: the Heresy 4, the Forte 4, and Cornwall 4. While none of them are the latest, that would be the brand new entry-level Rebellion, and none of them are the greatest, that would be the Jubilee, released in 2022, this lineup features some of the most popular models from the Klipsch Heritage line. So if you want to find out more about these speakers, visit sweetwater.com or contact your Sweetwater sales engineer. And the whole story of Paul Klipsch and the Heritage line is a delightful read. I'll link to Klipsch's own story of the Klipsch horn down in the description if you'd like to learn more. Now, these are not the exact same speakers that were built in 1946. They have all gone through multiple generations. There have been some tweaks and some technological enhancements. The latest Klipsch horn even has an optional active DSP, or digital signal processor, to unlock the full capability. But the core concepts and craftsmanship still remain. The Heresy, which made its debut in 1957, was originally created as a center channel for the original Klipsch horn. Now, in its fourth generation, it has undergone a few changes, but remains one of the more popular models and is one of the more affordable sets of Heritage speakers. This latest redesign was released in 2020, with the main changes being a rear port for increased bass extension and a new mid-range compression driver. So let's cover some of the basic specs. The Klipsch Heresy 4 is a three-way loudspeaker with a sensitivity of 99 dB, a frequency response of 48 to 20,000 Hz according to Klipsch, and it measures 24.8 by 15.5 by 13.25 inches. It's a substantial speaker that takes up space in a room and is sure to start conversations even before the music starts playing. And moving on to some of my listening experience, the thing that surprised me the most when listening to the Heresy 4 was how exceptionally lifelike the hi-hats were on songs like Sound and Color by the Alabama Shakes. This song is one of my go-to songs for testing hardware, and as such I've heard it on hundreds of different setups, but I was still able to hear it in a new way with the Heresy 4 speakers. Now, here in the immersive audio room at Sweetwater, we are using some nice equipment to play music and power the speakers. We have the Arcam ST25 playing lossless from Spotify, and we are running it through a beautiful Yamaha AS1200 integrated amp. This combination provided some of the most lifelike music performance I've heard from a pair of speakers. Though they don't hit as low as some systems, especially with a dedicated subwoofer, the large 12-inch woofers provided plentiful low end that carried clear presence without muddying the rest of the sound. And while they might not be the ideal choice for bass-heavy music, they are an absolute treat for brass, percussion, vocals, and upright bass. So at the end of the day, who are these speakers for? Are they just a music lover's form of nostalgia? From everyone I've talked to and from my own listening experience, no, absolutely not. It's a combination of factors that make them so appealing. Handmade in Hope, Arkansas, the longest running line of speakers in America, full, lifelike performance reproduction, and classic looks that elevate any room that they're set up in. Paul's original idea of creating efficient speakers makes them a great option to this day because you aren't forced to buy specific high-powered electronics to run them. You can use vintage power that creates unique sounds. I was talking to someone here at Sweetwater who has a set of the Cornwalls, one of the higher-end Heritage line speakers. He's a musician with a perfectly treated recording studio in his home, but in his living room, which isn't perfectly treated, he has a minimal vinyl setup, and the clipped Cornwall speakers bring a bit of extra life to the music. It isn't as accurate as what he can get in his studio, but it's an enjoyable experience that livens up some of his favorite music. And be sure to subscribe because I think he's going to give us a tour of his killer setup sometime. Once you see them in person and listen to them, it's no surprise why this line has been in production for 80 years and it's not stopping anytime soon. To find out more about these legendary speakers, visit sweetwater.com or contact your Sweetwater sales engineer. They'll make sure you're getting exactly what you need.